the final piece of the puzzle, which I'll put in stage 3. Now, this is really once you're starting to go, right, I want to take this to the next level, and it does involve a little bit more work, but the rewards are there, and that's building your own network. And we talked about that in one of the other the SEOmethod.com videos. So we're having a look here, and let's say usually I say just to start off, and you can go hog wild on this, and there's tons of things that you can do. Look, I'm a big follower of Jeff Johnson's stuff, been reading and watching his material for ages, and I love what he does. But it's very easy to get caught up, especially when you start building your own network. Things like, you want to have your own domain names hosted on different hosting accounts, and you want to have each of them registered under different names so they appear to be by different people. You want to make sure they're on different Class C blocks. There are so many things that you can get caught up on to try and separate those different networks, and to a certain extent, depending on what it is that you're looking at doing, you may want to do that, but the effort that required for the ROI, the return on investment, probably isn't there for the majority of people. So what I suggest is you might start off with sort of 5 to 10 sites, and usually what I like to do very early on in the piece, like if I know I'm going after a market, when I go after a market, clearly I go after a market very strong. What I'll do is I'll brainstorm before I even get started. Well, what is it that I'm planning on doing? I'm going after this, and I'm going to go after it over the next year. Very early on in the piece, I'll register these domain names early on. I may not use them, my own network. I'll register them, but I may not use them. So that way I can just let them age. So I'll put up a piece of content, I'll grab a PLR article or something like that that's on topic, get them online, and then I'll probably shoot 1 or 2 links from one of our blogs or something like that. So that way you can get indexed by the search engine and start aging. We've had domain names that rank for fantastic keywords, and we haven't done anything to them. I've put an article up, left it for 2 years, come back 2 years later, and we're getting first page listings for reasonably good keywords. So that's a great way to start. But you just get them up for now, and then do all this other stuff, and then when you're ready, come back and start on building your own network. And again, this is thinking long term, what is it that you're looking at doing? So build between 5 and 10 sites. I usually like to use software that makes this easy. Like where I put a lot of effort into this, and I focus a lot of my time and attention, limited time, I focus it in on building the money site and the marketing and things like that, and also on the video. Another area I don't like to spend much time on is the building of these sites. So I try and use a little bit more automated software. There's Jeff Johnson has got his professional WordPress blog thing that he's got out at the moment. That's a good way to build sites. You've got sites like WordPress Direct, that's another way to do it. You've got Portal Feeder, which builds sites. You can even look at setting up sites that pull content from Amazon and things like eBay and things like that. Pretty much you're looking for an automated way to build these sites, and you're looking for these sites to grow over time. You don't want to put it up and just have a static site that does nothing. So that's why I mentioned the WordPress Direct and Jeff Johnson stuff, because they'll pull content from other places and put it onto the website. So they are growing, and I love building these sites using WordPress. Search engines love WordPress. With those different services that I just mentioned, they'll organically grow over time, keeps the spiders coming back, and then what you do is you start to link these sites to. Now I do quite good quality sites. Like I'm not looking at doing ridiculously spammy looking sites. I want reasonably quality sites, especially for obvious reasons. I'm linking it back to our primary money site. So I'll link that back in here. I'll also send some of these links to these 2 areas, your Web 2.0 and your video. Not so much the articles and stuff. Maybe the e-zine articles we do a little bit, but not a huge amount. But these sites can link up to your e-zine, link down to your Web 2.0, and link down to your video. And obviously, each one of these sites is independent of their own on different websites. And we sort of build that up over time. So that really is the method that I use, and I've used it to rank countless websites, dominate some very competitive niches, one particular website I can think of, I've got hundreds and hundreds of first page listing for medium to long tail keywords that are buying phrases, and that's all because I did a little bit of focus beforehand. I didn't just throw up stuff for the sake of throwing up stuff. I thought well in advance of what I was doing, started to lay the groundwork, and now we're really starting to see, we're pretty much untouchable for that particular niche. If you want to take things to the next level, and I keep on talking about, a lot of this has to do with, and we talked about this in one of the other SEO videos, you can get to page number 1 in Google and you can do all of this stuff, right? But if you're already in position number 1, you don't necessarily need to do all of this. All you need to do is be one step better than the guy that you're trying to beat. So if you're finding you're getting results and you're only up to stage 1, you may not head down this track. You might just go, I'm happy with that until the competition starts to come in. But you just need to use these processes, and this will help you dominate very competitive niches. To take it to the next level, what you might do is start to apply stage 1, that's all of this top part here, apply it to each one of these individual sites in your own network. And the good thing about building your own network, obviously you control your own links, and because these are on secondary websites, other things that I use to monetize these websites, you can make extra money because it's external of the website. You're not necessarily hiding the fact that it's you, but I mean, you're putting there's a little bit of a line between you and your money site. Putting things like text link ads and stuff like that is another way to build up revenue, especially once you start to apply this to it. You'll get page rank almost straight away, and then it's a very quick, easy way to get some extra residual revenue that funds a lot of what it is that you're doing up here. And that's pretty much the SEO method that we use. There's obviously a lot more intricacies that I couldn't quite articulate, and a lot of those are discussed in detail in the SEOmethod.com. So that's the SEOmethod.com.